Welcome back to Just Academy Mathematics YouTube channel, where we make you a mathematics genius. Today in this video we have something very interesting. It's a topic that most people don't really know, and a lot of people shy away from it. This question, we have a group distribution presented in a table. We are asked to use the above data to calculate the semi-interquartile range. The semi-interquartile range. Now, range, or rather quartile, is a topic in statistics under what is called measure of partition. Measure of partition is where we have decile, quartile, and percentile. Now, this topic, most people don't know it at all. But I'm going to show you, and if you follow me carefully to the end, you will be glad that you came across this video. Now, semi-interquartile range, we already know the formula for interquartile range. Let's call it semi-interquartile range, semi-interquartile range. Semi-interquartile range is equals to what? Is equals to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. That is formula for semi-interquartile range. This means upper quartile minus lower quartile over what? 2. I won't have time to explain why Q3 is upper quartile in this class, but this is the formula for semi-interquartile range. The upper quartile, Q3, minus the lower quartile, divided by what? 2. Okay, now, we can't just go and pick any value and put here, substitute for Q3 and Q1. We need to estimate it. We need to calculate it. So how do we calculate Q3 using this formula? How do we calculate Q1? So we also need to know the formula. Now, to know the formula, even if you don't know the formula before, it's easy to know. So far you know median before now. The whole concept of measure of partition, quartile, decile, and percentile is built on median. Median. Just know median. You can know the formula for this, you can know the formula for this. I will show you. Let me show you on another plane. Now, because we are not solving median, so I'm bringing this because I want to show you something. Now, the formula for median under measure of location or central tendency, median is L1 plus summation of F, that is 1 over 2 summation of F minus cumulative frequency before the median class, before the median, over frequency of the median class times W. Now, different authority can use different things. You will check another textbook, you may not see it like this, but they mean the same thing. This is sum of frequencies before the median class. Let's assume that this is the median class. If this is the median class, what is CFBM? It means this plus this, 20. That is sum of frequency before the median class. This is the frequency of the median class. So if this class is the median class, then the frequency of the median class is 13. This is the class size. This is the lower class boundary. But that is not where I'm going. Now, if this is median, median means 1 over 2. For quartile, the median means 2 over 4. 2 over 4 means 1 over 2. That is second quartile. So if I'm looking for third quartile, that is Q3. Q3 will be what? L1, that is lower class boundary of the upper quartile, plus here you have 1 over 2 because it's median. If it is upper quartile, you use 3 over 4. That is for third quartile. Times this minus cumulative frequency before the third quartile all over frequency of the third quartile times W. Can you see that now? So if it is first quartile, lower quartile, use L1 plus 1 over 4 times frequency minus cumulative frequency before first quartile over frequency of the first quartile times W. Does that make sense? So with the understanding of median, you can know the formula for third quartile, first quartile, percentile, decile is the same thing. If I want to look for 60th percentile now, that is the same thing as 60 over 100 here. So is that. So let's write out the formula now. So for Q3, what is the formula? L1 plus what? Plus 3 over 4 summation of F minus cumulative frequency before Q3 over frequency of Q3 times W. Then what is Q1? Because we're going to need both. L1 plus 1 over 4 for Q1, summation of F times frequency, minus cumulative frequency before Q1 over frequency of Q1 times W. That is the class size. Now with this, let's go ahead and draw the table. So in the table now, the first thing here is mark, which is the class interval. This to this, this to this, we call it class interval. So I'll write it here. Marks, which is class interval. Class interval. I'm using CI for it. Class interval. That is the marks. Which is the class interval. Follow me now. So after the class interval, we need what is called the class boundary because of LO1. So we call it class boundary. Class boundary. Then after class boundary, the next thing we actually need is frequency, which is the number of students. Number of students here stands for frequency. If you like, you can add cumulative frequency, but we can get this without cumulative frequency, so let's forget about that one. But if you like, you can add cumulative frequency. Now let's go. The first one is 31 to 40. Then we have 41 to 50. Then we have 51 to 60. And we have 61 to 70. Interesting. So this is, we need the total of this. So let me add it up. So what do we do for class boundary? What is class boundary? Simple. This is 30. From here now we have 30.5 to 31.5, sorry. No, 30.5, I'm correct. 30.5 to 40.5. What NCS starts here? We are forming a boundary. This, remove 0.5 from here, add 0.5 to here. But that is not actually the way to get class boundary. The normal way to get class boundary is this plus this divided by 2. They will give you this 2. This plus this divided by 2. This plus this divided by 2 will give you 40.5. What is here is what you have here, 40.5. So this plus this divided by 2, 50.5. 50.5. So if this is 40.5, 40.5, 50.5, of course here is 60.5. Here is also 60.5. And here will be what? 70.5. So you can see it now. 30.5, 40.5, 50.5, 60.5. Yes. So this plus this, 41 divided by 2, 40.5. This plus this, 101 divided by 2, 50.5. This plus this, 121 divided by 2. So that is it. This is the class boundary. 30.5 to 40.5, 40.5 to 50.5. This is what we call the class boundary. Frequency is already given there. For frequency, we have 12, we have 8, we have 13, we have 7. So this one now is called add, summation, the addition of frequency. When you add them together, this is telling you to add. When you add them together, this plus this is 20, and this plus this is 20. 20 plus 20 is what? 40. Follow me now. Now, when we haven't done that, we are now going to apply the formula to find Q3 and to find Q3. So we are now going to go ahead to find Q3 and Q1. But before we do that, we need to know their position. Position of Q3, not the answer. Position. This is P. Their position. What is position of Q3? PQ3 is equals to 3 over 4 times total frequency, TH. So the position of Q3 means 3 over 4 times 40, 10. So what is that? This divided by this, 10. 10 times 3, 30th position. That is Q3. Now let's locate 30. 12 plus 8 is what? 20. So Q3 is not here. 20 plus 13 will give me what? 33. So 30 is inside this place. 30 is inside this class. So the Q3 is here. This is a class, the Q3 class. We call it the Q3 class. This is a Q3 class. Because this 30th position means if you add this, you have 20. Add this, you have 33. 30 is inside here. So Q3 is here. So now that we know that Q3 is here, let's find Q3 as in the formula now. Let's estimate Q3. So we'll come here and say, therefore, Q3 itself is equals to, we're applying this formula now. What is L1? L1 is lower class boundary of the third quartile. There are two class boundaries here. This is upper, this is lower. So the lower class boundary of this Q3 is what? 50.5. I'll write it. 50.5 plus, in the first one, we have 3 over 4 times total frequency, which is what? 40, minus, this is cumulative frequency before Q3, or sum of frequency before Q3. Frequency before Q3, if you add them, you have 20. That is this plus this. Before Q3, if you add the frequency before Q3, you have 20. So here is what? 20 over, what is the frequency of Q3? On Q3, what is the frequency? The frequency of Q3 is 13. I'll put 13 here. Class size, what is the class size? 51 to 60 is 10, size 10, or 60.5 minus 50.5. This minus this will give you 10. So it's size 10. Are you following? Okay, so finally Q3 is equals to 50.5 plus, now we have 40 divided by 40, 10. 10 times 3, 30. 30 minus 20, 10. So we have 10 times 10. That is 100 divided by what? 13. So finally, what is our Q3? So I will use my calculator to work that out. That 100 divided by what? 13 plus what? 50.5. So the Q3 is what? 58.129. 58.192. That is the Q3. We will come back later at the final answer to approximate. This is Q3. Now, we do the same thing for Q1. We come back here. Come here. So, position for Q1 is 1 over 4 times total frequency to know where the Q1 is, which is 1 over 4 times 40, 10, which is what? 10. So we'll come here. Notice that 10 is here because 1 to 12 is here. So if 10 is here, it means that this is the position of Q1. That is Q1 class. This is Q1 class. So now that we know Q1 class, we can go ahead and find Q1. We'll come here and say that Q1 is equals to, what is lower class boundary of the lower quartile? Q1, there are two class boundaries here, 40.5 and 30.5. The lower class boundary is what? 30.5. 30.5 plus 1 over what? 1 over 4 times total frequency, which is 40, minus cumulative frequency before the lower quarter. Is there any frequency before lower quarter? No, there is nothing there. Since there is nothing there, we can put 0 there. Over frequency of the lower quarter. The frequency of the lower quarter is what? 12. Times class size is the same 10, size 10. This minus this is size 10. So we have that Q1 is equals to 30.5 plus, what do we have here? This divided by this 10. 10 minus 0, 10. 10 times 10 will give us what? 100. Is it not? Over what? 12. So we have that Q1 by estimation is equals to, so we have 100 divided by 12 plus what? 30.5. So you operate it with calculator, we'll get 38.833. So this is Q1. Now that we know Q1, we can now come and say, therefore, semi-interquartile range is equals to Q3 minus Q1 over 2. So the semi-interquartile range is equals to 58.192 minus 38.833 divided by 2. So what is the semi-interquartile range? Let's get that. So we have 50 what? 58 point what? 192 minus 38.833. So we have 19.359 divided by what? Divided by, I've missed it. I need to take it again. 58.192 minus 38.833. So that will give me 19.5. So we'll have 19.359 rather divided by 2. So semi-interquartile range. So that answer divided by 2 will give us 9.6795. So finally, to one decimal place, we have 9.7 for the semi-interquartile range. So this is the procedure to calculate this. And you can watch the video over and over again in order to internalize the process. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and make sure you share this video. Thank you for watching. See you in our next class.